Welcome to another episode of Mining Now. This is actually a special episode because, I am your host, Gaudi Molina, and we are actually here with Ricardo Iraeta from Savona Equipment, who's here to actually promote a processing plant out in Latin America. So welcome, Ricardo. How are you?
Thank you, Gaudi. I'm good. Thank you for having us.
Well, let's start off with kind of give us a quick rundown. Who is Savona Equipment, and then why are we here? Why is this a special episode?
Well, we are a used equipment supplier and broker. We sell, obviously, mining equipment and all sorts of heavy industrial equipment. Usually, the majority of the inventory is used equipment, but we also supply new surplus equipment, and we also manufacture some pieces of equipment. Why is this episode special? Well, the main goal of this episode for us and for us to be here is to promote a plant that we are brokering in Latin America, specifically in the country of Uruguay. So this processing plant we're promoting is a 3,500 ton per day gold and silver CIL process. It's got all the equipment that it started with, very good, well-kept equipment, and starting from the ore delivery all the way down to the refinery. So it's a great plan for investors that are trying to come up with a good budget, short time project. This is the plant that we're trying to promote down in Uruguay.
This episode is brought to you by Hygie Concentrators, Inc. Are you losing ultrafine free gold? Stop the losses. Capture it with a Hygie concentrator. Using enhanced G-Force, a Hygie recovers free precious metals and minerals and produces high-grade super concentrates. Engineered and manufactured in Canada and the USA, Hygie concentrators are used in placer, hard rock, and recycling applications worldwide. Visit HygieConcentrators.com or email them sales@HygieConcentrators.com to find the right Hygie concentrator for your gold mine. Have you been able to see the plant out in Uruguay?
Yes, actually, the first time we got to know about this plant being sold, we were able to go and inspect the plant ourselves. Obviously, we needed to gather some information about the plant that we can provide to our clients. So I was actually fortunate to go for the first time in Europe to Uruguay. I would say about 2 to 3 years ago. And the country itself is just a beautiful country, very safe, well governed, a country with good infrastructure, services, and labor. Key points to remind all of our clients about this country is the accessibility that it has, the great roads, and it's relatively easy to get down to Uruguay.
Is the plant also in an area where it's also, easily accessed?
Yeah. The plant itself, it's located in the department. It's basically the equivalent of a state or province, Department of Rivera, which is about 5 to 6 hours away from Montevideo, which is the capital of Uruguay.
Mm.
And the whole way to the mine site is just basically a straight road up. It's a big highway. It's called Highway 5, I believe, and the infrastructure of the road is just great, and then you don't need a 4x4 to get access into the mine site.
Well, that's actually great to hear, especially because most mine sites are kind of off grid or just in a very inaccessible area where you need to 4x4. So that's great. So this plant is super accessible. Like you said, highway available and all that kind of stuff. Now, would that also, I guess, contribute for transportation? Would it be easy to be able to transport once, someone purchases the plant and is ready to move it? Is also...
Yeah, it's definitely, the mine site is located near a small town called Minas de Corrales, which is basically a very, I would say, a touristy little town in Uruguay. The mine site was created near that small town, so the access to that town first, it's relatively easy. Once it goes to the mine site, obviously it was built for all the equipment to go in an easy manner. So once you get into the mine site is on a flat surface.
Okay.
So basically any truck, any crane, any medium of transportation can actually go very easy into the site.
Is the plant ready for all set to go kind of thing if someone does want to purchase right off the bat? Can it be moved now? And is it also available for like inspections? I know you mentioned you have done inspections. Can you do more, like
Yeah.
can someone come in and have their own inspection done?
So, well, first of all, our main goal was here to come and promote the plant, and basically what we're telling our clients right now, or any client that wants to inquire about this plant, is that we definitely uh, provide inspection into the mine site. We have one of our colleagues over there that we're working with who works with the owners of the company. His name is Gustavo, who is a plant manager that has been helping us with all the inspections that we have done in the past, and that we will be doing in the future if necessary. So inspections are definitely available. On site. It's good to know that there are technicians there that can help us either guide us through the whole mine and tell us a little bit of story of the plant, and also to run some equipment. Like for example, we can turn some the sag mill that is there.
Okay.
We can also turn the ball mill that is there. We can actually run the crushers that were there as well, and some other computers and technical equipment that is there on site. Is the plant ready to go? Well, the mine site stopped producing, and the plant is basically as it was when it was producing. All the equipment is set up, is still in the structures, but if a client wants to come to inspect it, it's right there. We can walk around the mine site, but at the same time, if the plant is ready to move forward, it's ready to be dismantled at this point. It's ready to be dismantled. It's ready to start putting all the equipment into the loading trucks. And yeah, no, it's ready to go for any client that is looking for a rather soon project.
Now let's talk about transportation, as
Mhm.
that would be the next step. So is it what would be the way to put this? In terms of transportation, how easy is it to transport that mine out of Uruguay if needed?
Well, it's relatively easy. As we said, the access is one of the key points, and also Uruguay is a full support of import and exports of the country.
Okay.
When we were there for the first time, we actually stressed about that question for to our clients that have hired us to promote the plant. Is like, is it safe, first of all,
Mm-hmm.
and are we going to have any political restraints to export this plant out of Uruguay? And we make sure that this is basically an easy plant to transport out. Government wise, there's no issues whatsoever. In fact, the government will support in whatever they need to support if we request, of course. And also, it is safe. And I probably think Uruguay is one of the safest countries in South America. Also, the nearest port would be the port of Montevideo, but there's also another transportation port that has come available to us, which would be a port in Brazil.
So if you have a client who is interested in the plant, what kind of steps do they need to take in order to acquire this plant?
Well, first of all, they get a quote. We provide a quote. We provide all sorts of documents that basically list all the equipment that they will be getting. Once this is of further interest, we go into the negotiation. We agree on the price of sale, and then we also provide a quote for dismantling. And this is something that I think dismantling transportation all the way to the port. This is something that I believe we have improved from previous years, because now the new owners of this plant that have hired us to promote and sell the plant, as I said before, they are now more capable of providing a quick and better dismantling process for the client. So in this case, we will provide obviously the asking price for the plant plus the dismantling, loading, transportation all the way to the port. Once all that is agreed, well, we close the deal, and then but that doesn't end for us. We basically we would assist our clients throughout the whole process until the last equipment is basically out of the mine site.
Well, let's just, to wrap up the interview here, you are here with Savona Equipment, who is kind of taking charge of the entire plant, the selling and the transportation of that. Now, how long have you been with Savona Equipment?
I've been with Savona Equipment for 7 years now. 7 years now, and I started as a as an equipment listing translator, and then I guess I've been working myself up, and now I do sales
And traveling to Uruguay.
and traveling to Uruguay. Yeah.
Um, your experience with Savona, especially in the selling of equipment, how has that been for you?
Well, it's an ongoing learning process. It's definitely I'm always learning every day. I'm learning something new. There's always so much to learn about equipment, especially because my first language is Spanish, and then all of a sudden I'm processing all this equipment terms in English. But it has become obviously my daily routine is learning and selling, and that's one of the reasons why I really enjoy my job, right? Because
Right.
I work for a Canadian company. I deal with Canadian clients, but at the same time, I'm speaking Spanish every day.
Wow. Yeah, it's a win-win for you then.
It's a win-win, yeah.
Especially because just continuing this conversation, with the experience now, sell like for example for this plant working to promote this plant, how has that like how have you been able to get to here, like from your experience starting off with Savona and now here to sell such a large plant? How has that been for you?
Well, it's definitely a big challenge, but it's also very motivating because it's such a big project, right? I would never imagine I would be part of such a big sale and promoting of a of an equipment per se. It's definitely a great opportunity to grow in, and obviously from the beginning to where I'm at right now, it's been a development in terms of who I am as a salesperson because of the networking that Savannah Equipment has able to provide for me. We've been attending conferences. The PDAC is one of the biggest, for example. What that's one of the conferences, by the way, that led us to be part of this project at this moment. So for me, it's been a great experience and obviously a big challenge for me. And obviously, we as a company want to make this happen, but also we want the client to know that this is a great opportunity for a project in terms of short term and budget wise as well. So yeah, no, it's great.
Well, thank you. I'm just gonna wrap it up, and if there's anything we missed in terms of the plant, I'm definitely not an expert, so I'll leave it to you if I missed anything.
Well, kind of as a wrap up and kind of as a summary, this is a great plant with great equipment. As we said before, this has been well maintained. It's got all the equipment that has started at the site. There's a lot of spare parts. I don't know if we mentioned that before, but a lot of spare parts that are worth a lot of money that are included already in the price of the plant that would go there. And it's located in an easy access mine site. To be exact, it's about 5 hours from the capital city. Once you land in the airport, it's very close to the capital city. Well, you're landing in the capital city, but then it's just a straight road up all the way to the mine site. And as we mentioned before, if the client is showing further interest and wants to move forward, then we make any inspection, any documentation in terms of capacities, production, the ore that was being crushed, all the necessary documentation that the client requires in order for make their purchase a better purchase or satisfying purchase, then we can do it. And also we have people over there that we have developed good relationship that can support us with dismantling guidance in the country and obviously accommodation for our clients in Uruguay.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Ricardo, for joining us and providing us a little bit more information about the plant. Of course, you have much more information. So if anybody is interested, they can definitely contact you. I don't know if you would like to provide your contact information. Where can they contact you?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, we're always open to provide information about this plant. You can either go to our website is savonaequipment.com, or you can give us a call to 250-373-2424, and you can give us a shout, inquire about the plant, and we're more than glad to provide any information that we have available for you, such as videos, pictures, specifications, production, capacity, and so forth.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much again. All that contact information will be on the bottom in the description, so you can look at that if you'd like to contact them. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Mining Now.